There we go.
Tough shots. I mean, we don't come on and contest them. We have to change our coverage a little bit. We're sliding ball strings and just adjust their regular coverage calls. But good play, tough shots. So we're not going to shut them out. We just got to come back to ourselves.
What's up, Shannon? What's up, Flint? Been trying forever to get this damn thing started. I don't know what the hold-up's been tonight. What's up, Merville? TCB Toast, what's going on? Tyler, what's going on? So, thoughts on the day's games? Got Ohio State and Houston going on right now. Houston up, I think, 38. Is it 38-31?
Yeah.
Something like that. 38 or 39-31. That Duke game, man, I'm still pissed about that. Did you guys see the Duke game? I wish we get some more people in here to talk about this Duke controversy. I'm sure if my cousin sees that I'm back on live, he'll hop in. He was here. What's up, Carter? See how everybody feels about that. Well, the bad call was Zion, and then the shot clock violation. Shit, Aaron, we're all at a higher risk. What are you talking about, brother? I think there's a lot of Tennessee fans died today. You know the damn phone number, Carter. I don't want to hear any of this. I see how it is. Oh, man, Aaron. That would have been so epic. And that was probably just what Duke needed to propel them on now. What's up, Caesar? I don't know, man. Maybe this game today will wake them up. I've been saying that for weeks now. What's up, Prince? Oh, yeah, Duke won by a damn point. They were down 2, or let's see, 3. 2 or 3, Zion drives, clear charge, but they call the foul on the big taco dude, and it was an and one. Zion goes to the line, bricks the free throw. Hang on, Carter. Duke gets the rebound, puts it back in, goes up by 1. UCF came down. Shit, I can't remember exactly. I know somewhere in that sequence they missed a dunk, which basically ended up being the difference in the game. And then even at the very end of the game, with 8 seconds left to go, they had a chance to win the game. And the dude drove in, made a nice layup, but he missed it. And what's his bucket? God, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on the Aubrey. What was his name, Carter? What's the coach's name for UCF? Played Amaker. Is it Amaker? Yeah, Aubrey Amaker missed a putback that rolled around the rim and should have fell, but it didn't. Dawkins, yeah, my bad. Thank you, Youngblood. And Duke goes on to win by a point.
Well, it was like a dunk. You missed it. It was an alley-oop. They weren't worried about the highlight reel when they were making that shot.
Well, he should have made it. I mean, yeah, it was an easy dunk if he catches it, and he did catch it, and he just bricked the damn the dunk. Were you watching when the shot clock violation or supposed violation happened? Me and my cousin argued over the whole thing. I say the ball grazed the rim.
Yeah, I think so.
And he swears it didn't touch because the rotation didn't change. I was like, dude, the rotation didn't have to change. You know?
Yeah, your cousin's a Duke fan. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Damn two-teamer.
I mean, you know, it was a hell of a game to watch if you were a non-fan of either two.
Absolutely, it was.
Now, Jason, you're right. Jason says that we can't play slack-jawed against Purdue, brother, and he's right because they can shoot the damn lights out of the 3-ball. Somebody today in the stream was saying that I was a better 3-point shooter than Purdue, but that's not at all the case. Purdue's for real, and that's a real challenge. And if we play like we did in the second half, we'll get our asses beat.
Yep. That's for sure.
Let's see. Erin says, we all know that if Tennessee was in a close game in cow turd throwing competitions, BBD would be on the edge of his seat holding his breath. You're exactly right about that. You can tell Erin's been watching BBD videos for a while. He's bringing up cow turd tossing. So, what's the deal, Carter? Talk to me.
Oh, nothing much. Just got tired of watching her up to bed and just figured I'll just call it another show.
Well, talk to us, Mr. Co-host.
I appreciate that. Well, I'll tell you what, it did make me feel a little bit better about the Iowa games and Duke struggle against the 9 seed. I really don't know why, but I was thinking, well, you know, all these games, especially yesterday, man, were just blowout after blowout after blowout. And then, you know, for the first game up, it has to go into freaking overtime, you know. It's just kind of like, oh, my God. But, I mean, hey, as long as it's a W, it's all that matters at the end of the day.
That's right. Survive in advance, baby. Can y'all hear Carter okay? We don't have any elaborate call-in scenario here, so I'm just using the old phone and speakerphone. Recent AAF activity. There's actually a game going on now, Memphis and Birmingham. And last I saw, Birmingham was winning. I'm not sure what the score is, but
That game's in Memphis, isn't it?
I'm not sure. Birmingham is up 19-6, says Space Mountain, or 19-8.
Yeah, my mom asked me if I wanted to go to a game, and I think it was tonight, but I just didn't feel like going.
What's up, Cattle Dog? Cattle Dog in the house. How's your bracket looking, Cattle Dog? I know mine's, I mean, it's still alive. There's, you know, I'm not completely destroyed yet. Of course, if Duke had lost tonight, that would have busted about 18 million brackets across the world. I think it's the fix is in, man. I think the referee fix is in. If Duke doesn't get to the finals, they'll be hell to pay for somebody.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we gotta, you know how it is, man. We've got to have Zion in the finals, or it just, you know, all will collapse and the world will implode, and it'll just be terrible.
When do they announce the Naismith? Is it after the season's over, like, you know, after the tournament, or just?
Oh shit, I have no idea. I never really paid much attention to that. I know nobody wearing orange is going to win it.
Yeah, I know. Doesn't hurt to dream, though, Keith. Come on.
That's true. 20 Savage says Zion is overrated. I don't know, man. I don't know that the kid's overrated, but he sure as hell is talked about a lot. And I just get tired of hearing about him.
Yeah, it's kind of like I'm trying to think of a player in recent years that's been talked about him. Maybe Anthony Davis. He was talked about a lot when he was at Kentucky.
Yeah.
May have just been because of the unibrow, but I don't know.
Yeah. John Wall.
Oh, yeah. Everybody did that little fist thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, the kid's good. And you got Michigan State winning what, Cattle Dog? He's got Michigan State winning it all. Hell, that's possible. And yes, Avery Johnson did get fired. So, curious what Haas thoughts about that are. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, he wasn't a terrible coach, I didn't think. They won some big games. I mean, I don't know. I know they obviously they missed the tournament this year. Did they miss it last year? I can't remember.
Who are you talking about?
Alabama. Alabama fired their coach. Alabama fired the wrong coach today. I know that. They should have fired the coach whose name rhymes with Dick Laban. But,
and hired Butch Jones.
Mm-hmm. That would be the ultimate football hire, I think. I mean, that could only enhance their program.
Yeah,
one NCAA appearance in 4 years, Daniel says. Well, that's not, that's probably not good enough for Alabama because they're somewhat of a tournament regular. Well, up until Avery got there. I thought Avery Johnson was a good coach. He did good against Tennessee. How about the baseballs today getting the series win over South Carolina?
Yeah, man, that's huge. I mean, especially it gives us a little more hope, unlike the last week when after we got swept by Auburn.
Yeah.
It seems like every year we start off beating all these non-conference opponents, and then as soon as we get into SEC play, we just crap the bed. But we'll see. We'll see what we're made of. I really think this weekend we go to Nashville and take on Vanderbilt.
Yeah, number one team.
But actually, they've dropped to 10.
Did they?
Yeah, they've lost like 5 games.
Savage, your Final Four is Oregon, Tennessee, Carolina, Michigan State. No, I'm sorry, my friend, that can't happen. Oregon and Tennessee are in the same region. I wouldn't be surprised if Oregon beats Virginia. I don't know what the score is in the Oregon game. They play later tonight. They play the last game.
Yeah, 6 I think it started yet.
And Virginia's putting away Oklahoma. That makes Mr. Bad Dog an unhappy camper. But, Daniel's got LSU, Gonzaga, Kentucky, and Virginia. Man, LSU, huh? I would be surprised, but then again, it wouldn't surprise me the way they're playing lately. I didn't think that they would blow out Maryland like they did, but they just put the beat down on Maryland pretty much. Maryland made it close there at the end, I think. But who's your Final Four again?
Mine?
Yeah.
Let's see. I had Tennessee, Virginia, Michigan, and Duke.
Okay.
Or no, wait. I'm sorry. I think I got that wrong. No, Tennessee, North Carolina, Michigan, Duke.
Let's see. Where would Michigan State would have to beat Duke to get to the Final Four? Michigan.
I think they're going to beat Gonzaga.
Well, they're going to have to get by a tough Texas Tech team first. And
that's true.
I'm not convinced that Gonzaga is going to beat Florida State, man. Them dudes are playing lights out right now. There's a lot of teams. I think there's 6 or 8 teams that could win this whole thing yet, in my opinion.
Wouldn't that be crazy, though? We saw Kentucky and Tennessee have to play for a 4th time.
Oh, man, would that not be awesome? I don't know, honestly, if I want to see them a 4th time, but without P.J. Washington, they're useless.
That's true. I'll be surprised they get past Houston, to be honest.
Aaron Ross says his Final Four is Tennessee, Dookie, the fake school of Gonzaga, and North Carolina. Hey, man, Gonzaga is playing inspired basketball right now. That loss to St. Mary's had just pissed them off. Carter?
Why hasn't Mark Few ever left? Good question. I don't even think I have the answer for that.
I don't have an answer for that one either. I mean, why would he leave?
Yeah, really.
He's got where would he go? He's built not a dynasty, but he's got a good thing going with the Zags. My Major League Baseball team currently Savages. I don't give a shit, but I've always been a St. Louis Cardinals fan.
Go Braves.
Yeah, Carter's a Braves fan. And we're not going to talk about baseball in this stream unless it just gets packed up with baseball questions. Oh, it's on now. Aaron Ross has done dropped an F-bomb on me. I see how it is. Yeah. Screw the Cubs. Who's got more World Series titles, Aaron? We can do baseball here for a few minutes if you want to. We can go baseball.
It's going to pull up the old ring check.
Hey, yes, I'll pull that up any day. There's only one team that can out-ring check the Cardinals.
That's the Yankees.
That's exactly right. I'll tell you what, man. I've always known that the Cardinals and Cubs, and here we are talking baseball. Thanks a lot, Aaron. Cardinals and Cubs was a huge rivalry, but I didn't realize how big it was until I went to Kansas City here about 14 years ago with my stepdaughter on a church trip. And it was during baseball season, and some of the billboards I saw in St. Louis were crazy. I mean, making jokes about the Cubbies. And I'll be honest with you, man, I don't hate the Cubs. I mean, most Cardinal fans do. But, Harry Carey. I used to always watch Harry Carey on WGN back in the day.
Oh yeah, it's classic right there, man. You know, I found out how big St. Louis Cardinal baseball was when they had a Monday night football game for the Rams, and there was more people at the daggum St. Louis Cardinal baseball game than the football game. I thought that was insane.
Oh yeah. For a while there, St. Louis hated the Rams. You know, they hated it when the Cardinals left. Cattle Dog loved it. Cattle Dog loved it when those Cardinals came out to Arizona. Like myself, he's been a fan, since back in the day. Daniel says UCLA will go after few. There's a lot of talk on ESPN radio and Fox radio and some of the other radio outlets I listen to that they think that Calipari will leave Kentucky and go to UCLA. Now, he says that he's retiring. He wants to retire at Kentucky. But those people that follow basketball closely enough, he said the same thing when he was at Memphis. He said he wanted to retire at Memphis. So I think there's maybe only two jobs. I'm not even going to say better than Kentucky. But there's probably only two jobs to me that would be more intriguing than Kentucky, and that would be North Carolina and UCLA, maybe Kansas. All is well, Smokey Coonhound. Thanks for asking, my friend.
Well, I mean, I'd say North Carolina, definitely with comparing it to Kentucky, but UCLA, they do have all those championships, man. I mean, man, it's been 40 years since they last won one? Maybe 50 years?
Has it been that long? I know they played for one in the 90s.
Yeah.
I don't know if they won. Was it Arkansas and UCLA maybe, or?
I guess I need to look this up for us real quick.
You should do that because you're the facts guy. If you're gonna continue to do some of these live streams with me, I depend on you for stats.
I got you covered.
I'm a stat guy. I just don't give a shit about stats.
Their last national championship was 1995. That's my fault.
Who loves you, baby? That's where the old age comes in, Carter. Yes, the OBannon brothers, Ed OBannon, and I can't remember the other one's name. Brother OBannon. How about Taco today? What a name, Taco Fall. There's all kinds of superlatives that could go with that name. Taco Supreme, Soft Taco. He needed a little bit more sour cream on his taco today. I would have had fun with that one.
Yeah, he's dude, it's so funny watching him dunk. He doesn't even have to jump. He just stretches his arms up, puts it in. It's insane. But the real challenge is try to say his real name.
Oh, I don't even know what his real name is. It's Tacko is all I know.
Oh no, that's like his real name is something crazy. Like I can't even pronounce it. I'll pull that up.
Is it like an African name? Like, I'm not being funny. Because he looks like
it
somebody
is,
from Sudan or something.
From Africa.
Oh, okay.
His real name is El Haji Taco Sarajani Diop.
Wow. I guess Taco Fall would be a lot easier to say, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Buckeyes are down 39-31 to Phi Slamma Jamma. I bet Houston wish they had Phi Slamma Jamma right now. You younger guys that don't know what that is, that was the 1980s Houston Cougar team with, and of course I'm going to forget their names now. Akeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler, and a couple other dudes. Who else was there with them? Catalog. You probably remember those guys. Hell, you might even remember them, Carter. But they were badass, man. Those guys were.
Yeah.
Them and the running rebels of UNLV.
Yes, the UNLV teams, they were really good, like in the early 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Space Mountain says Johnny Manziel has his team rolling.
That's the reason my brother-in-law went to that game, just to see Johnny football. The one waiting on Cattle Dog, I was going to say, actually, Taco is from Dakar, Senegal.
Oh, okay, Senegal. Yes, Erin, thank you very much. We set a BBDTV record today for all games. The Iowa game today, I had, they call it concurrence. I had 114 people in the room at one time, and then, believe it or not, almost 2,000 people stopped by the stream today while it was live. That's freaking amazing. Now, if we could just get them,
only gonna go up from here.
If we could only get them to stop and stay, instead of plug and play, we got stop and stay. By the way, there's going to be a brand new sponsor for BBD TV coming up pretty soon. Me and my roommate John are going to start a new sandwich business, and we've already got our name. It's called Meet Me in the Middle. Think about that. Meet Me in the Middle, MEAT. And they're going to be some big old fat ham sandwiches, boys. Victory sandwiches for Tennessee when they win the national championship. And of course, I'm just joking. But
extra pickle and onion.
We were tossing that idea around last night because I had a horrible experience with a sandwich this past week at Rocky's Pizza.
Extra pickle and onions.
Right. You know the story.
I do.
Let's see. Allie LaForce. Oh man. Erin says just have Allie LaForce naked on my stream. Wouldn't that be something? Her and Erin Andrews together. That would be.
Oh man.
That'd be some Phi Slamma Jamma right there. Yeah, I think she is too now, Erin. Are you relieved? Of course, Sacred. I'm relieved that I'm not in the damn hospital tonight. Because that game, man, I ain't gonna lie. I thought we were gonna blow it.
Oh, I did too. You know the text messages we sent each other.
Yeah, I'm gonna share the text message you sent. Since we're not on Catfish's stream.
Okay.
This is although this
from the way back.
Although this is a family show somewhat too.
Family friendly.
It's not quite as family friendly as Catfish's. And
PG-13.
Lucky for you, Carter, I deleted that comment earlier, but it was something along the lines of, "We're fucked. Screw these dudes." Carter's been convinced that Tennessee's going to let us down and break our hearts, and it's not hard to understand why he feels like that, because I've been saying it for a long time too, man. That Tennessee just builds us up. They build a wall for Donald Trump. And they get us up on top of it and then throw us back off the side we were climbing up. So that's just the way it goes.
I told you, I fucking hate this team right now.
You said something about dudes. Fuck these dudes.
Yeah, I said I fucking hate this team right now, dude.
Oh, okay. Well, at any rate, he dropped an F-bomb on his boys, and that's just not cool, Carter.
I know.
We'll have-
I'm a negative from a long way ago.
Yeah, I am too sometimes. I'm a nega card. Cattle Dog gets mad at me because we'll be texting during Cardinals football games, and I'll give up in the first quarter.
Yeah.
But
That's tough.
given the way they played last year, towards the end of the year, I gave up before the damn game ever started. 7:30 on Thursday. Okay, that's the word from Ball General on the tip-off. That's a good start time. Is that the first game of the night or no? Let's see. Sweet 16, so that'll be 4 games Thursday. Am I
There's no way
correct?
that could be the first game.
Yeah. Well, 2 at 7:30 and 2 at 9:30 maybe. I don't know. TBS is the channel. 4. No, that's not right. Let's see. Yeah, there'll be 4 games Thursday night and 4 games Friday night. That makes it 16. Okay. We'll see. My partner in crime here, John, who is not a basketball fan at all. I've got him kind of watching Ohio State, and he's getting pissed because they're losing. But they're coming back, 39-35. Houston, yeah, he said stupid-ass passes like Tennessee. You damn sure don't want your Buckeyes playing like them, or you're screwed for sure. I'm worried about a second straight Big Ten team.
Yeah, me too.
And they probably got 3 or 4 big gonky. I say gonky ass white boys, and I get that from an uncle of mine who used to always say that about white boys on a basketball. That big old gonky ass white boy. I think it started with Doug Roth. If anybody in here old enough to remember him. If vodka drinkers in here, I know he remembers Doug Roth. And Flint, I'm sure Flint remembers Doug Roth. The dude was blind in one eye, and he was a McDonald's All-American back in the early or mid 80s, I believe.
That's
And of course, the big news out of the NFL: Gronk has retired. So we got one legendary tight end retiring and one legendary tight end unretiring.
That's right. Jason Witten's going to come back. I just don't know what else he has to prove, you know? That's kind of my thing.
I mean, are there any records? There's got to be some records he hasn't broken as a tight end, but I think he just saw the writing on the wall with broadcasting. He sucks at it. And B, I think he just missed the game.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Actually, I wasn't going to tell anybody this, but since Erin is still in the room, and Erin is my resident high school football buddy, the reason that Jason Witten is going back to NFL football, he retired just so he could come help his brother coach Elizabethton to a win over Greenville this year. And it didn't happen, so now he's all pissed off and butthurt and going back to the NFL. That's the true story about Jason Witten.
That sounds about right.
Speaking of Erin, the big Merville fan, how long has it been? You guys have gone 2 years, right, without winning a title. That's a daggone cold snap for Maryville. You guys are going to screw around and let Alcoa pass you. Yes. Well, let's see. Daniel says, must be nice to retire before 30. Yeah, it would be nice.
Witten's older than 30, though. That's who he's referring to.
Well, unless he's referring to Gronk. How old is Gronk?
Oh, yeah, maybe so. Let me look that up now.
Gate City asks, how did John wind up being a Buckeye? Well, John is from Columbus, Ohio, and that's where he and I met in 1980 or 79, something like that, in 6th grade. That's how we got to know each other, and just been friends our entire lives. And
became a ball fan in the early 90s.
Yeah, he became a ball fan. I turned him into a Tennessee fan. And once I moved away from Raleigh, that's a long story how he ended up in Raleigh. He's just been following me around everywhere I go, damn it. Can't shake the guy. He's like Alabama. Can't get rid of him. But yeah, he was partial Tennessee fan. Even got him over to Knoxville for a couple of games. We even went to Nashville for a Vanderbilt game one time. My only Vandy game. Yeah, been to some spring games. And then I guess when he moved back to Columbus after getting him into all that shit, and he moved back to Columbus, you know, he did like most people do, you know, he picked up his hometown team, and, you know, that's how he become a Buckeye fan, to answer your question. But I think most of you guys know this. My first ever college football game was Ohio State and Iowa in 1979. What's up, Jetty Man? Yeah, Gate City reminded you that you went to the orange and white game last year. John, I'm pretty sure, is going to be with us at Hound Dogs this year when we go down there to do that double broadcast with Catfish and Volunteer Roadshow. By the way, I will be streaming that myself that day. We can't let Catfish and Billy Ratliff have all the glory. We're gonna be pulling some live stream too. So you need to drag your happy ass over here, Carter.
No, I've already got it worked out. And
Okay.
guess who's coming with me? Your buddy Caleb.
Okay, well, Caleb's a nice guy.
Yeah.
I'll be cool with seeing Caleb again.
Yeah. Well, to speak about, you know, your roommate John, which, you know, a lot of people don't know on here, but he's an incredible artist, and I think he needs to be doing some of your artwork for your backdrop there.
You hear that, John? He's not listening. He's say that again, Carter.
John needs to do some artwork for your backdrop in the background, so when you do your live streams.
He said Carter said John is an incredible artist and needs to be doing some of my artwork for my backdrop. He knows, man. He's probably sick of hearing it from me because I'm on his ass all the time about drawing.
He's a great artist.
He is. He's got some. I'll have to. That's what I want to do one night. I'm going to do a stream and I'm going to show off some of his art on here if he'll let me. He's pretty modest, and some of it's not G-rated.
Uncle Lou's Broken TV says, "What's up, BBD?"
I like that name, Uncle Lou's Broken TV. What's up, Uncle Lou's Broken TV? And if you guys will remember, Tennessee was responsible for that broken TV, I do believe.
Broken damn TV.
Yeah, I still think that was a what do you call it? A fake job.
Yeah, probably was.
Like that damn Coke bottle.
Yeah, like instantly when he lost, he was heartbroken and thought, "Oh crap, I could really make a lot of, get a lot of views out of this."
Well, if it worked, it worked.
Yeah, that's what started it all.
Yeah. Actually, I was going to say what started it all was him and Magnum doing podcasts the same time you and I were doing podcasts. And speaking of Magnum, I know he's not watching this live stream because he's like totally detached from YouTube now, and I don't blame him. He's got a brand new baby, 1 week old, Abigail. I don't know her full name, but I saw pictures today on Facebook. And I'm going to have some DNA testing to prove that that's Magnum's baby, because that baby is entirely too cute to be his. But congratulations to you, Brandon. I know you're not watching, but if you happen to see a replay of this, that's awesome.
Yeah, congrats, Magnum. Maggie Pie.
Yeah, me and him went round and round a few times, and
yeah, he tore up a T-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, Haas. Let's see. I need to see what Haas is. What are you saying? Me too, Haas, about Brandon? Or I know a lot of us that were in the TTC in the past. Are friends with Magnum on Facebook and giving the guy a lot of shit over the years for being a Fairweather fan and quitting on his team and all that. But he's, I'm sure he's going to be a great dad. Yes, Haas, Magnum a dad.
Giving him yoo-hoos.
Yeah.
So Uncle Lou's Broken TV wants to know how you become a Tennessee fan.
Born into it, Mr. Broken TV. I was born right here in beautiful downtown Greenville, Tennessee. at Greenville Hospital, which does not exist anymore. It's now a yard to the Dixon Williams Mansion, but was born here, grew up here till I was like 11, and used to listen to John Ward on the farm with my papa and my dad. Got to see the Ernie and Bernie show back in 76, maybe 77, 76, at Stokely Athletic Center. And that's really what, to be honest, that's what really got me liking Tennessee sports. But then when I moved away to Columbus, Ohio in 78, my stepdad took me to that aforementioned Ohio State-Iowa game in 79, and I loved it. And he said, if you enjoy the game today, next year I'll take you to a Tennessee game. And I've told this story a million times. People are probably sick of hearing it, but I loved it. So the next year he took me to the Tennessee-Pittsburgh game, in which we got destroyed 30-6. But it was love at first kneeling sight, and I've been a junkie ever since.
Dan Marino.
Yep, Dan Marino was on the roster that day. He sat on the bench.
Oh wow, okay, I thought he played. My bad.
Mark May was on that team there was a lot of good NFL players on that team for Pittsburgh. A lot of good ones for Tennessee. Reginald White. Oh, and I can't believe I totally forgot to mention this in today's live stream or in a video. Condolences to the Kofor family. Mike Kofor passed away, BFL, that played in the 80s. And he played on the Tennessee defense. I want to say he was a defensive lineman. But he played in the NFL for, I think, 10 years with the Lions. And he was just a great BFL that not many people know about. He passed away, I think, last week.
Yeah, I saw that, but I wasn't really sure. I didn't know, I don't know that much about him. But
yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, I didn't know a great deal about him either. I just remember his name, from being on the team. Uncle Lou's Broken TV asks, have I ever broken any TVs before? Actually, yes, I have. So I think in honor of BBD, you should make a name called BBD's Mini Broken TVs. And it rhymes too, so.
yep.
Night's going great, Luke. I'm on here with some good people on a live stream. I'm watching a good basketball game going on right now, and my Volunteers survived and advanced today. And the only thing screwed the day up was Duke getting lucky. Had Duke lost today, this would have been a perfect day. Carter?
Yeah, I'd like to see, I don't know how you feel. Well, we know each other pretty well, and I know you're like me. We're not SEC homers at all, so I'd like to see Tennessee be the only SEC team left in the Elite Eight. I don't know how you feel, but I would like to see that.
That'd be great. Well, let's see. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, for any of these Tennessee fans on here right now, I've never understood why people pull for the conference so much. The only team that I pull for in the SEC is the one that have an orange power T on the side of their helmet. Everyone else can lose national championships, everything. And I know Keith's probably the same way. But
yeah, I am. I mean, I think I get it. I understand conference homerism because it's just, I think it's a regional pride thing. And I think, to be honest with you, man, I think it's more an SEC thing than it is with other conferences. I know there's a lot of homers in the other conferences, but I think for Tennessee or for the SEC, it's, it's a bigger deal to everybody. But me, I'm not going to say I never pull for another SEC team, but it really depends on the scenario. And as well as I do, man, there's some people that will pull for the SEC regardless of the situation. And I just can't do that. Look at here. He's already started a channel, BBD's Mini Broken TVs. Nice. Jetty Man asked, how's my ailment? I sound better. It's good, Jetty Man. I ended up with pneumonia last week, and apparently, according to my doctor, that's what was causing the chest pains. I didn't know pneumonia could cause chest pains, but apparently it can. So there you go. I was, in fact, not dying of a heart attack that day, fortunately, although it felt like it.
Yeah, Smoky Coonhound UT, he says, volatile age group conference, right? Smoky Coonhound UT, man, I have seen you comment, I think, on my videos in the past. You've been around for a good little while there, haven't you?
I believe Coonhound has. And I got you TVs. I like the name better. It does rhyme better. Appreciate it, Jetty. Yeah.
BBD's better than Uncle Luke anyway.
It's pneumonia is no joke, I guess, evidently. You know, I've always known that it's bad stuff, but it's not something you ever think you're going to have. And now that I've had it and I know what it can do, you know, next time I feel chest pains like that, I will stop the stream immediately, because that was stupid. I could have gotten myself in bad trouble that day.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will.
You should always keep nitroglycerin in your house.
I actually do have nitro in my house, but it's probably so old it's probably not any good. Or around here, it's probably not any count.
Yeah.
Birmingham driving. What's the score, Space Mountain? Smoky Coonhound says he's been around since about 2011, and he's still an ACP Carter subscriber. You guys tell Carter that he needs to get back to making videos and start doing live streams, because he likes doing this and he wants to do it. So I think you should do it, man, but that's just me. I mean, of course.
I could always start making videos again. I just, to me, it's doing a live stream. I just don't think I'd like to do it by myself as much. That's why I enjoy getting on there with you.
Right.
I think it's a little, you know, we have history together doing, you know, shows. It was always a lot of fun for me when we had our little podcast we did. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of fun for everyone when you're winning, anyway. Let's see. Haas says, Carter, make some more vids. Haas, you need to make some more vids, too. I need to come up with some BBD DVB contest and get Haas in it again so I can get him to dress up like a woman.
Haas was the first person that actually responded to me when I made my first videos, the first couple videos. He's the first one to challenge me in bet. So shout out to you, sir.
Haas is the man. I know a lot of people in here don't know who Haas is, but Haas is the genuine article, as they say. A straight up legit dude that probably knows no enemies outside of Auburn fans.
And Uncle Lou.
Yeah, but straight up legit dude. Look at these dudes on here. This guy looks like Wilford Brimley and Wilford Brimley's wife watching the game. It's 50-44 Houston right now with 11-11 to go for anybody that cares.
BBD's Mini Broken TV says, Carter, you've never broken any TVs, right? No, never broken any TVs, just broken a lot of hearts.
Oh, cha-ding, zing. There we go. I think in order for Carter to be a regular co-host on my live streams from time to time, I think he should have to be made to break a TV and do it on video. What do you guys think?
Hey, I could do it right now.
By the way, if you haven't, hit that like button. Not many people watching tonight, which is cool. I understand. I understood tonight was going to be probably a less than 30 concurrents stream, and that's okay as long as I get to talk to my regulars. And I got some devoted regulars in here too, man. I think Flint would show up. That's Gate City Blue Devil. He would show up for a live stream of me and Catfishes if we did one at 3 in the morning. I genuinely believe that.
Also get the bell on, the notification bell.
Yeah.
Everybody on here, you know, you've got enough. You got 14,000 people in here. I think you should name all the awesome people that watch your live streams. The BBD peeps.
The BBD peeps.
Yeah.
We can run with that until we think of something better. Space Mountain says good idea. I think what's funny to me is the people that, and it's happened 4 or 5 times now when I'll say in the live stream, 14,000 people in here. Almost every stream, somebody will correct me in here and say, it's 14, not 14,000.
Really?
I can just hear them, you know. You can't hear them saying a word, but I can just hear them.
Oh, yeah. I bet. I can't wait to see it now.
Gate City Blue Devil propping Pantera, promoting Pantera all day today. 25th anniversary of Far Beyond Driven is this month. Surprised. ACP Carter, you can take this minute to promote any movie about any rock band you would like to. So go ahead. You've got the floor.
If you have Netflix, you need, everybody in here, if you have Netflix, you need to watch The Dirt. It's the Confessions of the World's Most Notorious Rock Band, Motley Crue. It's amazing. It's, I mean, if you got kids, obviously don't watch it for your kids because it's pretty R-rated, but I'm a huge Motley Crue fan and always have been, even though I'm only 28, but I've seen the Crew twice, and The Dirt is just absolutely, it's the greatest. Forget Bohemian Rhapsody. It blows Bohemian Rhapsody out of the freaking water. Just let you know, it's a great movie, so go check it out on Netflix. ACP Carter approved.
I'm going to check that out because, you know, I tease you all the time about Motley Crue sucking, but I like Motley Crue's first few albums. I just think once Girls, Girls, Girls hit the scene, that was it for me.
Yeah, I mean, I still say their best album is Shout at the Devil. That's my favorite album. Always going to be. But there's a lot of fans of Motley Crue that once Theater of Pain came out, they kind of quit like following them because of Home Sweet Home, and then Girls, 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 and Dr. Feelgood, you know.
Oh, Dr. Feelgood. That is just a terrible song. Oh, got Houston Cougars all over the floor. Buckeyes hanging around. I to be honest with you, I kind of thought Houston would smoke these guys. But
Kentucky's going to have a tough time with really whoever wins this game. But if it's Houston, I don't think Kentucky beats them.
Not if P.J. Washington's still going to be out. And if they play like they did the other day. So I don't know how they shut that kid down for Wofford that has all the three-pointers, McKee or whatever his name is,
yeah.
McGee.
Like when we had Skylar McBee, we called him Skylar McThree.
Yeah, he was nowhere on this kid's level. I still can't get over that damn Duke game today, man. What a heartbreaker for UCF.
Yeah.
And
I wanted Duke to lose. I knew I was going to screw my bracket up. I was like, I don't care.
oh yeah, I think everybody not a Duke fan, you know, wanted to see that. What's up, Gash? How you doing? Yeah, and then to see them miss a layup and then a putback was just awful for those guys. But, you know, props to Coach K. He had good things to say about his former player and his former player's kid. And I genuinely believe that he felt bad for them.
And Coach K, that's what's so hard about hating Duke. You know, they got Coach K is one of the nicest, you know, people, and he was really, you know, when Pat Summitt died, he had nothing but got a lot of respect for him because of that. And you know, he's just a great guy all around. I've never heard one bad thing about Coach Mike Krzyzewski. So
yeah, he's the man. Luke says UCF had it all. The dude had to do, let's see. Had it. All the dude had to do was dribble it out instead of going for the alley-oop. I don't know, man. I mean, I agree with you, Luke, but at the same time, that was a wide open, easy deuce for them, and the dude just blew it. And I mean, we've seen Tennessee do that over and over, it seems like, in the last 10 or 11 games. Missed dunks, missed short 3-footers. They're not going to be able to do that shit against Purdue and get away with it.
Absolutely not. And not just this year, but it's happened a lot just in the last 10 years. Like, I'm sure a lot of Tennessee fans remember Scotty Hobson. He's a great basketball player, but for some reason, every time we got into one of them situations, they'd always give him the ball, and he'd always, miss the shot every time.
Yeah. The crowning cock, one of my favorite names, is in the room, and he said, smoking is bad. Smoking is bad, okay? You're right, it is. And going back up to answer your question, Mr. Broken TV, where I got this big, beautiful power tee, I got that actually at the Jonesboro Flea Market several years ago. And it's got probably another 5 or 6 extra coats of paint on it since I bought it. And that's where you guys have seen the big power tee I've got in my window that lights up. I call it my Christmas tee. I bought that thing about 6 years ago, and the only time that light has been off has been the time that I moved from that house to this house, and the time that I moved it from inside to in that window. That thing is amazing. It's got the damn everlasting gobstopper of light bulbs in it. I don't know what's in there, but it just will not burn out.
You know how long I've wanted that thing, too.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you and other people. I'll leave it to you in my want.
And in your will.
No,
okay.
In my want.
Gotcha.
I'm not going to have a will. I'm going to have a want.
But I don't want that shit.
Yeah. I won't be needing it anymore.
Yeah, that's what they should call it.
Yes, we did, Crowning Cock, and I'm surprised. I think me and Carter are both surprised that we took a series from you guys. Granted, South Carolina is not the same South Carolina they were a few years ago when they won back-to-back natties, but they're still ranked, and they're still a good baseball team, and we still beat their ass this weekend, so that's a good thing.
Exactly. Especially Friday night, it's like 15-5 or something.
I didn't realize it was that bad, but, it's my understanding. I haven't gotten too in-depth with this team yet, but from what I've read, I'm thinking we've got great pitching this year and not a lot of power hitting, which is kind of the opposite of what we had last year. Good hitting and not much pitching, except for the kid from Sevierville. I can't remember his name. I keep wanting to say Linkletter, but it's like Lingenfelder, something like that.
Yeah, I'll have to look all that up because I haven't really looked into our baseball team either.
I've tried vaping, Luke, and I kind of enjoy it, but when I had that thing, I was constantly vaping. I mean, I know I smoke too damn much, but when I had that thing, it's like I didn't know when to set it down. When a cigarette burns out, it's out. When do you put a vape down? That was my problem.
Yeah, and that juice can last a little while too, so you can't just do it till the juice runs out.
Yeah.
And vaping too, I mean, they say how much it is cheaper, and I vaped for a little while, but man, when you think about it, that you only have to buy juice so often, but you have to replace the coils and all that crap. I mean, it's pretty expensive.
Yeah, if you get way into it, like these people that have the that blow out these humongous clouds. Eli Morgan says vaping isn't any more healthy in reality. I don't know about that, Eli. We don't know as much about vaping as we do smoking. We know for a fact that cigarettes have tons of carcinogens in them and chemicals and whatnot and so on and so forth and have you. And they're just bad for you. They're bad, okay? Vaping, what do we really know about it other than it's putting moisture in our lungs? And my doctor at the hospital last weekend said I should go to vaping, but if I do, to wash my, I forget what she called it, But she said basically what she was trying to say was wash the tank out every 12 to 14 hours. And I thought, are you crazy? You know how much that would cost in juice? You know, to keep pouring your shit out every 12 or 14 hours and wash that thing out. I understand where she's coming from because things grow, you know, bacteria grows in moisture like that. But I don't know.
But then every time you switch the juice out, you've got the left, like a little bit of juice from the last time. And you got a menthol, fruity pebbles, Dunkin' Donuts flavored juice.
Unless you change the coil out with it, and that can get expensive as hell.
Yeah, I knew guys from where I worked at my last job that would make their own coils and stuff, just crazy crap.
Crowning Cox says, have you ever tried quitting? I actually have, and I've actually quit several times before. My last most successful quitting venture was in 2007, I believe, when I went to jail for 48 days. I quit, obviously, for those 48 days. But when I got out, I also lost like 35 pounds while I was in jail that time. And when I got out, I stayed quit for 2 or 3 weeks. Quit everything, pills, smoking, eating bad food and everything until I got out. And then it was just a matter of a couple of weeks. I was smoking again, you know, eating garbage food and just, you know, it's hard, man. That's no excuse. Just the fact that it's hard is no excuse. And Ohio State is in trouble. Down 11 with 7:10 to go, but they have the ball. Man, John's blood pressure might be in a little bit of trouble now, too. Let's see, 19,000 watching the stream right now, listening to the stream. Let's see. Now, Crowning Cock, you're never supposed to ask somebody what they went to jail for. But since you did, Catalog says I look skinny, but I'm 195. Catalog says I just got a smaller tank and run the juice 2 times a day. Yeah, I've got a smaller tank too, Catalog. I feel you, bro. Memphis down 8 with 3:20 to go and getting the ball. Space Mountain keeping us up to date on the AAF. Do we Space Mountain, does Memphis have another win yet, or are they still 1 for the season? I agree. Tennessee, vaping should be used to wean yourself off of cigs. I know some kids that never smoked a cigarette in their life and they started vaping. I don't get that. You know, what kind of logical sense does that make?
At my job, I work with teenagers and I'm their manager, and they're all vaping. Never smoked a day in their life, but they vape.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's insane.
And you can't vape anywhere now. You know, I mean, vaping is just as much outlawed as cigarettes is.
And I think that was one of the main reasons people started vaping was, you know, they could go vape in a restaurant or, you know, vape in a hospital, airport. You can't do none of that now.
Yeah. I was all excited because I thought, hell yeah, I'll be able to take my little electronic cigarette in Neyland Stadium with me. And actually, you could. Like the first,
go in the bathroom.
The first year or so that vaping was out there, they didn't say anything in Neyland. Because I remember, I don't know who the hell was with me. It might have been Law Tide, might have been somebody else. I don't know. But I was vaping. And this woman behind me kept looking at me like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to do that. And finally, either her or her husband said something like, sir, you're not supposed to be smoking in here. And I said, I'm not smoking in here. And he said, I see the cigarette in your hand. I see it light up every time you take a puff. Something like that, you know. And I turned around and showed him that it was an electronic cigarette. Basically told the dude to shut the hell up. Mind his own damn business. But getting back,
first met at the spring game, I remember somebody saying something to you, maybe an usher, and you were like, it's not, it's just vapor. And like they were like, well,
getting back to the Crowning Cox question, what did you go to jail for? Normally I would not answer that question but I'll just go ahead and tell you, I went to jail for breaking the law. I admit it. I did it. I broke the law. And when you break the law and you get caught, you go to jail. Hope that answered your question, Crowning Cock. But that's what happened. No, Crowning Cock, sir. I live in Greenville, Tennessee. The town named after Nathaniel Greene, the only town in the Union spelled Greenville with an E between the N and the V. That is our claim to fame. That and Andrew Johnson was the 17th president, and he's from here. And he was pretty good at making breeches. He was a tailor. And I don't mean an Opie tailor either. He was like a clothes maker.
Actually, I didn't even know that myself.
Yeah, we're just full of useless yet valuable and interesting information here in Greenville. Did you know that Greenville is the capital of the lost state of Franklin? I bet even Gate City knew that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Used to be a state right here in these parts. I don't know how long it was around or what become of it, but it was called Franklin, and Greenville was the capital. That's why if you're ever driving around Johnson City or maybe even Kingsport or Bristol, I don't know if they have them up there, but there's some streets in Johnson City or a street called State of Franklin, and that's what that refers to. More useless information found only here on BBDTV. 62-51, Houston up 11 as we wind down to 6 minutes to go. The Buckeyes, looks like their little run might be coming to a conclusion tonight.
Yeah, it sure does.
Oh, Elijah Morgan says Greenville is the hometown of the great football team Tusculum. LOL, just kidding. Actually, you're not kidding. You are correct, sir. The Tusculum University Pioneers, and I still can't get used to saying Tusculum University. It's like Bethel, isn't it? Yeah. Tusculum used to have a great football team. They actually had one player that went to the NFL. And Ronaldo, I can't remember his name. Maybe Elijah remembers. He was a kick return specialist for Pittsburgh, and he was really good. Ronaldo or something. No, I'm thinking of Ronaldo Warridge at Tennessee. I can't remember his. Yeah, I can't remember his damn name. But he was really nice. We got John dropping F-bombs in the background. Buckeyes are in trouble.
Uh-oh. Good.
Down 11. 5 to go. Cougars with the ball, driving. But Philip Rivers came from your high school. You went to Wakefield High School, Luke? Waiting.
While we're waiting on Luke's answer, is that a new hat, Keith?
No. Athens High School. Athens Drive High School? Oh, in Alabama. Oh, I thought Philip Rivers was from Raleigh. No, his dad was the coach at Wakefield High School. That's right. And there's actually a high school in Raleigh called Athens Drive. That's why I asked you when you said Athens.
Space Mountain says Memphis has the ball at the 10-yard line with 55 seconds left.
Uh-oh.
Which 10-yard line?
What's up, General? I'm pretty sure he means the Birmingham 10.
Okay, yeah, well, that's good. This is what Johnny Football does, guys.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? He ended up leading the Express to an AAF championship. Hell, they may not even make the playoffs.
What's up, Ball General?
What you been doing this evening, General? Watching some basketball, or don't lie, you've been watching American Idol, haven't you? It's okay. I'll be watching it here as soon as I end this live stream. I ain't scared. I'm an American Idol junkie. Carter,
Johnny's on the bench.
have you watched The Walking Dead tonight? I think they need to rename that show to This Show Is Dead.
I was watching it right before I joined your live stream.
Were you?
Yes, I was.
Hell, I'll watch some of it here after a while if I don't fall asleep. But it's gotten bad. I think there's only 2 or 3 episodes left this season.
Next week's the last episode of the season.
Is it? And it can't end soon enough. And the thing I hate is the Norman Reedus's ride is over. I think last week was the season finale of that. I don't know if you watch it.
I haven't, but it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, they were in Tennessee last week and stopped in Memphis, rode to Nashville, and met Marilyn Manson in Nashville. It was really cool.
Well, General, I was actually at that 2004 UT Iowa game. If you're talking about the Tag Slayer Bowl in football.
He's probably talking about the basketball game, would be my guess.
Okay.
I may be wrong. But.
Touchdown Memphis, 2-point conversion coming in.
Uh-oh.
And Cattle Dog says, fuck TV.
It's because he don't have one, I think.
Are you a cable cutter, Cattle Dog?
We're missing the real game, John. The football game. Oh, but don't give 2 shits about the AAF, really. Now, if Greenville had an AAF team, I'd be all into that shit. Which, as bad as Memphis has been playing this year, I think last year's Greenville team could probably beat them. Just joking, of course. But
Ball General was referring to the basketball game, but Jetty Man says Knoxville is on the Dragons' back. I guess I don't understand that one.
Has that got something to do with that road called the Dragon, Jetty Man? It goes through, I think, Georgia and South Carolina and Tennessee, maybe, or North Carolina. It goes through part of the mountains somewhere, and it's a real curvy-ass road that it's real known, real popular for motorcycle riders. They like to ride the Dragon. Basketball all day long, Vol General. After the Tennessee game, we left for a little while and got something to eat and went and looked at a couple of computer prices and then came back home and been watching basketball all night. The head is in Arkansas, Jetty. Where all does it go? Tied up, Space Mountain says. They may be going to sudden, not sudden death, but sudden 1st and 10 from the 25.
Most of they do like college.
Overtime, no. Oh, actually, I don't know. Hell, I can't remember. Space Mountain, how do they do overtime in the AAF? Hell, I don't even know if there's been an overtime game.
Meanwhile, Cattle Dog says that in Tennessee we don't have mountains, we have molehills, and compared to mountains out in Arizona, I agree.
Yeah. I don't know about Arizona, but definitely compared to the Rockies.
Yeah.
Definitely, hands down, no question about it, George Jones, Daniel. Is that really even a question? George Jones or Johnny Cash? Come on now. Of course, I can understand why people would like Johnny. He was a rebel.
That's pretty cool, Smokey Coonhound UT. He said his 4-year-old son had his first flag football practice today, and he almost teared up when he made his first tackle. Future UT linebacker. That's awesome, man.
Cool, that is awesome. Flag football, huh? So he's already training for the NFL. That's by the time your son gets to the NFL, that's what it's going to be, is flag football. Are you in the Rockies, Cattle Dog? Hell, I didn't know that. The tractor trailer I was on never stopped in Arizona except for we stopped at a truck stop. What beach is my favorite? I don't have a favorite beach, Crown and Cox, so I would say my favorite beach is any beach.
Pensacola Beach.
Yes, on the East Coast. Crown and Cock.
Luke Jones wants to know, did you ever go to any Tennessee football games in the Peyton Manning era?
Oh yeah, yeah. I was actually at his last, the first home game of his last year, and got to be down on the field for that game. I actually got to work for ESPN and met Adrian Karsten and David Keith, the actor that used to be allowed on the sidelines but is not anymore.
I've seen the pictures that you had from that game.
Yeah, hang on. Talk to him, Carter.
All right, let's see. Crowning Cock on the East Coast. I have to disagree with you, the Crowning Cock. I've been to Myrtle Beach, and I have been to the beach in Miami. I will say this, the best beaches in the United States, in my opinion, is on the Gulf Coast. White sandy beaches, completely clear water. East Coast beaches, ugly brown sand, and very murky water. So if you really want to see a very beautiful beach, go anywhere on the Gulf Coast, Panama City, Destin, Florida, Pensacola, Florida, Gulf Shores, Alabama, anywhere on the Gulf Coast is the best place to go to a beach.
All right.
For sure.
I couldn't find the one that I was looking for, but I know where it's at. It's tucked away in a box full of photos. But who asked that question about Peyton Manning games? Here's
that was Luke.
Luke Jones. Okay. Here you go, Luke. What did I do? Did I stop the stream on accident?
I can still see it.
Okay, I just kind of did something. I paused it in the thingamabob. That's when I was on the field before the game and met David Keith. I was actually standing inside the tee when the team ran out that night. That was freaking amazing. There's a memory for you. I got a picture of Peyton and Al Wilson after the game. But I didn't get close enough to meet Peyton or smack him upside the head or on the back like I did Tiny Richardson. So I'm regretful for that. I'd say Cattle Dog's probably right. I mean, oh hell yeah, Luke. I was like a daggone fat kid in a candy store. That was a great night. What's up, All Day Balls?
See, I don't know. I don't agree with Cattle Dog because I've been to beaches on the Pacific side, and like I said, I've been to the beaches in Carolina, North Carolina, South Carolina. I still say Gulf Coast beaches are the best. I mean, the water is absolutely clear. You can see right through it, and the white sand, and the water's warm. So that's just my opinion. But
I've never been to a beach on the West Coast. We didn't get an opportunity to when I was on the truck with Catfish. I didn't even get to see a sign for a beach on the West Coast. We stayed, when we were in California, we stayed down there where all those damn pistachio and almond trees, or I think they're pistachio, I don't know, but just miles after mile after mile after mile of almond trees. Right on into EDPville and Bakersfield, same thing there. That was really kind of a boring ride. But, once we got into New Mexico and Arizona, especially New Mexico, all the damn windmills, man, holy God. I think the state tree in New Mexico is a windmill. But beaches, I've not been to very many. Myrtle Beach, I've been to Miami Beach when I was a kid. I vaguely remember it. I just remember the sand being sand, like the same sand you see all up the East Coast. The water is kind of green looking. I know it's not green, but you know what I mean. It's got that kind of greenish blue tint to it. But to me, if you've been to one beach, you've been to all of them. It's sand and water. The only difference from beach to beach, in my opinion, is the clarity of the water and the color of the sand. That's why I like the mountains, because at every turn in a mountain, you're looking at something different. So, I'll always prefer the mountains.
Yeah. Space Mountain says Birmingham didn't score, so Memphis gets the ball at the 10, first and goal.
Wow. Is this overtime now, Space Mountain?
Yes, it is.
What channel is it on? Let me see if I can find it. This Buckeye Games history.
3 seconds left. Really? You're going to kill me on one.
You're going
I
to
agree with
kiss
you,
anyway.
Gate City. After you go to the Gulf Coast, the East Coast looks like river water. Yeah, I agree 100%, man.
Where?
He said after you go to the Gulf Coast, like Gulf of Mexico, the East Coast beaches look like river water.
Oh, we got another AAF game coming on. Memphis scores. Is that ball game?
Space Mountain says touchdown.
Express scores. That's a final. See, Tennessee just owns Alabama in everything we do, and I don't even claim Memphis. Now my team's coming up. Me and Cattle Dog team coming up next. The Arizona Hot Shots and the San Diego Fleet.
Cattle Dog just left for the night. Said he was tired.
Oh, did he? Well, he can't watch it anyway. Let's see what we got going on here with the about to lose Buckeyes. 68-59, 9-point deficit. On the buck 05 to go. Get it? Buck 05.
Very clever.
Hey, John does have one really cool, I think, piece of Buckeye paraphernalia or memorabilia, excuse me. Of course, if it's Ohio State stuff, it is paraphernalia. This may be one of the coolest magnets ever. Let me see if y'all can see this. Come on. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know you've seen it already.
Yeah.
Anywho, 59 to go, and the Buckeyes are down 3 field goals. Oh, Ryan's in here now. He must have been watching the end of the Memphis win. No, I don't remember that. Flint Night Gallery? Never heard of it.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Cattle Dog, while you're still in the room here, are you a Hot Shots fan? And have you ever been to that memorial out there in shit, I can't remember the name of the town now, where that movie Only the Brave was filmed about? They pronounce it different in Arizona. Prescott. Everywhere else in the world they call it Prescott, but in Arizona they call it Prescott. Have you been to that before, where that tree is? Again, if you guys haven't seen Only the Brave, you need to see that movie. It's sad as shit, but it's still a good movie.
How old is it?
Maybe a year, I think, maybe. Yeah, he ate a taco all right today, Ryan. Taco got screwed. Should have been a burrito anyway. You'd have had better luck. Who are these old fuckers they keep showing?
No clue.
Well,
I agree with you. Gate City, Arizona. I like Arizona too. It's a very beautiful state. I went there when I was like 9 years old.
It's a very brown state too.
Yeah, I went there. Actually, I went there when Tennessee played in the Fiesta Bowl.
Nah, don't be sad, John. Ohio State should have never been in this tournament anyway, so they got to win. That's huge for you guys.
Luke, you were thinking of Volunteer Roadshow Catfish.
What's that? What Luke asked?
He asked who's that other Tennessee Balls guy that drives a truck.
Oh. Do what, John?
They looked good in the beginning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, they were fortunate to beat Iowa State. Iowa State's a good basketball team. Didn't Iowa State win the tournament in the Big 12, or did Kansas State win that again?
I think it was Kansas State. Or no, it was Texas Tech, wasn't it?
Hell, it might have been. I don't know. There I go flaunting my knowledge again.
We forgive you.
So congrats today to the Memphis Express and Johnny Football getting a big win. Maybe that's what he needs to get the wheels back on the track. And I can't believe Ohio State's still fouling down 13 with 21 seconds to go.
Third time I've walked outside since I've been on this stream. Every time I hear a train, so that may be a sign for Thursday night.
For a Thursday night?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Train.
Boilermakers, yeah. Maybe that's a sign that they're leaving, heading back home.
It's actually 15,000 people watching, not 15.
16,000, actually.
No, mine says 18.
Does it? Yeah, it just popped up to 18. CT, you'll catch on, brother. Only 15 watching. Hell, that's a good number for 11 o'clock at night for a nobody to be streaming. Hell, I'm a nobody. I'm not a big YouTube superstar like Uncle Lou or Bad Dog.
See, we're gonna get BBD down here to my neck of the woods in Winston and saying we're gonna take them to Memphis. Let them have a good time.
Yeah, I guess I probably do need to visit Memphis one time in my life. Let's see what Bad Dog's doing right now, how many people he's got. I'm going to say 48.
All right. Take you to Graceland.
Bad Dog has 44 people in his stream right now.
It's a hell of a guess.
He usually stays 46 now. He usually stays in that area this time of night, which is, to me, is freaking amazing. Hey, kudos to that dude, man. Kudos to Bad Dog. He has been broadcasting, if you want to call it that, every game today. Well, not every game, but he's been on since noon today, I think. He may have missed the Tennessee game, but they've done, him and his buddy did a game earlier, and I think he's been on all day live streaming basketball, so his voice has got to be shot.
Gate City, you've been to Graceland. That's pretty cool. Funny, quick little story. My dad, I live about an hour away from Memphis. My dad dated a girl who was a tour guide at Graceland. And my dad's a big Elvis fan. So on one of his birthdays one year, she actually, I think she got fired for this, but she took a pair of sunglasses from the house and gave them to my dad. And my dad still has those Elvis Presley sunglasses.
That's a trip.
Yeah.
Trying to
cool,
see. I know there's another game going on. The Oregon game's going on. Or as Carter would say, going on. Let's see. Houston on to play the Wildcats. Man, I was really hoping to see Ohio State and Kentucky play.
Yeah, it was too. I still think Houston's going to beat Kentucky.
Yeah, oh yeah. I think Houston's probably got a better chance of beating them than Ohio State just because they're a more athletic team. But
what do we think about Auburn? Do you think Auburn can beat North Carolina? Or,
why not, dude? The way they've been playing. I mean, granted, they got lucky as shit against New Mexico, but they straight freaking took it to Kansas. I mean, you know, Kansas' two best players are out, but
the only thing that worries me about Auburn is, man, they live and die by the three, and if they're not hitting their threes, they're not going to beat them.
Yeah, true that. UC Irvine and Oregon. Oregon is a 12 seed. A 12 seed and the 13 seed. A 13 seed. And currently the Anteaters are winning 37-35. Good God. Low scoring game. 13 minutes to go in the game. Can you believe that?
That's pretty crazy. I'm sure DJ David is watching somewhere.
Yeah, I thought Oregon was a high-scoring team. Maybe not.
I tell you what, man, the Pac-12 has not been too good in basketball the last, well, especially this season. We only had, what, 2 teams get in the tournament?
Yeah. Talk to the people for just a minute while I text DJ David.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, the SEC, we had half the conference in there, and I think, there's 4 left, four SEC schools. I think there might be 5 ACC. I'm trying to look at the brackets here. Duke, Florida State, Virginia, North Carolina. That's 4. So, Virginia Tech. So that's 5 ACC schools. We got 4 SEC. Looks like we got a couple of Big Ten, Michigan State, Michigan. We got Purdue. So we got 3. So 5 ACC, 4 SEC, 3 Big Ten schools. That's pretty good.
I'm assuming UVA polished off Oklahoma, didn't they?
I believe they did. I'm
going to go ahead and pencil them in. How about Virginia Tech and Liberty? Liberty.
Yeah, it was. I think Virginia Tech did pull away at the end, but it was a good game.
Let's see. I can
67-58. They won by 9.
Okay, so that side is complete. Now all we're waiting on is Oregon and the Anteaters.
Yeah.
What a couple of
Oklahoma 63-51.
What a couple of mascot names: the Anteaters versus the Ducks.
Ducks. There you go.
Got to be an Anteater fan.
Absolutely.
You're not crashing, are you? Are you? Well, that sucks. American Idol. I got plenty of shit to save. I can plenty of other shit to watch. Plus, I can finish this live stream out as long as people want to stay in here. If we keep it above 10, I'll stay on.
Well, we're at 13,000 right now.
Yep. Cattle Dog's hanging in there with us.
Yeah, his phone died, but he's got it back up and going.
Oh, okay.
We appreciate that. The OG Cardinal fan.
All right, Shannon. Take care.
So, the Houston is the final, Keith, is that correct?
Yes. They won by 15.
Okay, so we're just waiting on the Ducks and Anteaters.
Yep. 41-37, quack. 11:36 to go.
I noticed a lot of Tennessee fans are wanting to buy the Sweet 16 shirts. I'm saving my money for the Final Four.
You know
shirts.
what? I think I agree. I was excited today when I was on with Catfish and Jesse, but I think I'm going to wait too. There's nothing special about Sweet 16. I mean, I hope Jesse sells them all, and he will sell a shitload of them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to wait. What did you say you were going to wait for?
The Final Four shirts?
Yes, exactly. I mean, hey, he'll be able to sell Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four, all of it. Hell, he could probably have sold just making the tournament shirts with the brackets on them.
Yeah, and they have them available on Shop UTK or ShopUTSports.com.
Oh, okay. Who do I want to face in the championship? Blake asked. Any damn body. I mean, I would like to see us beat Duke, but I think we got a much better chance of beating somebody else because I just think Zion would destroy us in the middle. I think he would, because they're going to the refs. They're going to favor him, and he's going to get Grant and Schofield in foul trouble. I can't believe Schofield fouled out today.
Yeah, I know.
It's usually Kyle that fouls out. Yes, Gate City. Carter, I think, said earlier that he was going to be able to come to the game.
Yes.
Flint says you got Skybox tickets. Flint said he's got a Skybox ticket for you.
Oh, well, hell yeah, I'll come.
I don't know what we're going to do with Caleb, but
Oh, well, he'll figure it out. He'll be alright.
yeah, he can sit anywhere, so.
Yeah, it's free.
We'll figure something out. We can rotate, alternate, and all that good stuff.
Oh, no, he'll be okay.
We'll just watch them both back to back tomorrow, John. If you need to go to bed. Huh? Well, goddamn, make up your mind, boy.
You are not talking that way. You just a boy.
You just a boy. Ain't got no gas in it.
And Gate City, if you get to meet my friend Caleb, you will hear a lot of Sling Blade references. Keith will tell you.
Yeah. John, I've gotten John hooked on Katy Perry.
Oh, my God.
Hey, it's not hard. She's freaking beautiful.
Well, I mean, that part, yeah. Does he like her music, too?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think he knows much of her music yet, if at all.
I could see him walking around singing "Baby, You're a Firework."
I'm assuming that's one of her songs.
Yeah.
I don't even know, but the one about Tiger and Hear Me Roar. I probably know a few of them.
Well, you got a teenage daughter. I'm sure you do.
You know, she listens to like rap, not like gangster rap or nothing like that, but she listens to that bubblegum rap shit that I can't stand.
Like Bruno Mars, shit like that.
She probably likes Bruno. And she listens to a lot of country too.
Okay.
But well, now she don't listen to a lot of that, John. Yeah, she was raised up in church. Still goes to church quite a bit, and is actually trying to. She's going to. She's doing some extra stuff for the church now to help with her 2 years of free college.
Richard Neal says, "My Lady Bulldogs just beat Clemson by 24 points and going to the Sweet 16. Well, congratulations to the Mississippi State Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah,
the Lady Volunteers are not going anywhere."
Sure they are. They're going back to Knoxville.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to Hollywood.
Michael Brooks says Tennessee is going to win. Purdue sucks. Tennessee is a much better team. Well, Tennessee may be a better team, but we ain't playing like a better team.
Yeah, we just got to put a full game together. Now, where does that sound familiar?
Football.
Exactly. I can't remember. Well, Kentucky was a pretty full game. Auburn was a pretty full game, but
Tiger War Eagle 14 says, "Who do you pick to win between Auburn and North Carolina?" Well, I'll tell you this. If Auburn comes out hot and hitting their threes like they have been, then Auburn could easily win that game. But if Auburn's not hitting their threes well, North Carolina's going to win.
yes, Crown and Cock, I have, well, I don't know if you would consider it a dog. It's a poodle.
Archie.
Tiger War Eagle. I cannot get over the fact that this dude has, how many subscribers you got again, Tiger? Type it in there. Just I want to see it again because I just can't believe it. It's more than me, Uncle Lou, Bad Dog, Catfish, every TTC member that's ever been, and EDP put together.
Are you for real?
Yes, I'm for real.
Does he make videos?
I want to say 400,000 or 500,000.
Good God.
Yeah,
Does he do like gaming videos?
I can't remember. Hang on and I'll tell you. Hell, I don't see him in here.
I got him. I'm going to look at this.
Yeah, look it up.
Go to channel.
He's got 2 channels. He's got Tiger War Eagle something, and then he's got Tiger War Eagle 14.
Okay, well, the Tiger Warrior 14 only has 488
Yeah,
subscribers.
that one's more realistic.
Let me see if I can find his other channel.
Oh, he
Uncle
says
Steve.
488,000 according to Flint.
I need to find that other one because the only one I'm seeing is 488.
It's right under it, I think, on the list of channels.
Yeah, I don't see it though. I just see Uncle Lou.
Uncle Lou.
Yeah, it says like if you go to channels, it says Uncle Lou, Steve, Team
Oh,
Creed.
hell, I can't even find Tiger in here. I know he was in the chat earlier. Was he not?
Yeah, I clicked on his name.
I got to go all the way back to the beginning.
Tiger War Eagle 14. I gotta try to find his other channel.
Oh, he's
Is it called Tiger War
vaporized.
Eagle?
Do what?
Is it just called Tiger War Eagle?
I think so.
Okay. So,
It's him because I watched one of his videos on there. I think he
yeah, I
has
don't know. I can't
vaporized,
remember.
man. He's not on here on my chat anywhere.
I see him. It says 10:15 p.m.
10, I don't even see a time on mine.
He's between Gate City Blue Devil and Gate City Blue Devil. Gate City Blue Devil, Michael Brooks.
There he is. Okay, but I can't click on him from there, so I gotta go back to my what you doodle thingy bobber. Gate City Blue Devil. Crowning cock. Dadgimmit. Dadgimmit.
Gate City said he found another one that has 5,000.
There he is. There you are, Tiger War Eagle 14. You little hider, you. Oregon starting to pull away, up 10 on the Anteaters.
Oh boy.
Let's see. Here's Tiger War Eagle 14. I thought I was subscribed, but I guess I'm not. There, I'm
Yeah, that's the
subscribed
one
now.
that has, what, 488 subscribers?
Yeah. Yeah, it's 2 underneath it. It's 2 channels underneath it. Tiger War Eagle 14. And in his avatar it says Brand Sins 581,141 subscribers. And
So on his page, you just go to channels, right?
let's see. Well, I actually, the videos he's got, I mean, they look interesting, but why am I not convinced? Tiger War Eagle 14.
I wish I could find that channel you're talking about.
Well, you
They
just
posted the link in
click
the
on
chat.
click on his name where it says go to channel,
Yeah, I just
and then
did that.
scroll down.
Okay. I'm scrolling down, just have all his videos.
Wait a minute. That ain't Tiger War Eagle 14. I'm
Okay.
calling BS on you, Tiger. I don't think that's him.
You're going to have to send me a link, brother. Or put it in the chat because I can't find it.
I can do
I'm on
that.
his regular channel, but I don't see the second one you're talking about.
Here. I'll drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, baby.
There you go.
Yeah, see, guys, see, I go to channels, and every time I do, it just says Uncle Lou and Steve.
Well, there it is. Click on it.
Okay, Brand Sins. I don't see his face on any of these videos.
I don't either. On any of the what you doodles thumbnails. I mean, that don't mean anything.
Let's see about.
He said that was him, damn it. Oh, now wait a minute. Now he's done pulled the friggin' wool over my eyes. Because when you go down, let's see. This highly scientific investigation we're doing here. Okay, I'm retarded. That's not him. He just was agreeing with me that night that he had that many subscribers. What I did was I scrolled down and it said Tiger War Eagle 14 subscribed to a channel. And I just saw Tiger War Eagle 14 and was thinking that was him. So shame on you, Tiger War Eagle 14, for duping me.
Yeah, you can't
Shame on
do
me for being a dumbass and believing it. But he does have 400 and some subscribers. That's cool.
Yeah. I think our investigation has lost us. We're down to 8,000, Keith.
Gate City says we are high. Yeah, we've dropped below the Mendoza line, so I'm going to call it a night. Carter, thanks for joining me, my brother.
Always, and I look forward to doing it again soon.
Yeah, we will do it again sometime before the new year gets here.
Okay.
Take care, buddy.
All right, you guys have a good one.
All right, see you. So that's my friend ACP Carter, and this is me, and that's American Idol getting ready to be on my TV. I'm going to bail on you guys. You guys have a great night. Go Vols, screw y'alls. Again, have a great night, but do yourself a favor and have an even better tomorrow.